Andrew, let me begin with you and let me begin with Kolkata. We discuss this every day. What is Mamata Banerjee up to? Is she betraying her nervousness? How do you make sense of what happened today, for instance?
Well, I think we've just seen a remarkable piece of political theatre, a huge saffron procession with the BJP national president, and it said 10 tons of marigold petals right along Lenin Sarani in the heart of Kolkata. It must both infuriate and terrify Mamata Banerjee, because the 9 seats which are coming up on Sunday, they're all in and around Calcutta. This is absolutely her stronghold. South Calcutta was the seat she represented in 6 successive Lok Sabhas, and she must really be worried by the, I think, quite genuine signs of enthusiasm for Amit Shah's procession. The BJP have put a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of organisation into this procession, and they're banking on getting a dividend from West Bengal. The triumphalist tone is a little bit difficult. I mean, a triumphalist tone before people vote can put some people off. But nevertheless, it shows that the BJP is serious, and it puts Mamata, I think, on the back foot.
Do you think Amit Shah gains more from being stopped from doing a rally than actually doing a rally?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as you stop somebody, you expose your own fears. You know, if you did not fear him, you wouldn't even think about him. If you try to stop him, and you know you won't be able to, that shows you are worried, you're afraid, and you're scared. And Mamata has never been scared before. This is the first time it looks like she's really scared that she's going to lose at least half the seats, in my view.
Professor Paranjpe, do you also believe that Mamata Banerjee is scared? And also, is there no agency, no body, no institution that can check what is happening in West Bengal, for instance?
Well, I agree that she's fighting with her back to the wall, as it were. You know, let's not forget that this whole ideology of Hindutva began in Bengal. In fact, all the top leaders, Hindu leaders, whether it's Vivekananda or Shyama Prasad Mukherjee for that matter, they all came from Bengal. And before that, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. And this whole Hindu ideology has been, so to speak, excluded, has been removed from Bengal for so many years, so many decades, because of the Marxists who ruled for more than 30 years, and now Mamata, who has been ruling for a very long time, 20 years. So 50 years, and for the first time, the BJP has made very, very impressive inroads into this bastion. And all the games, you know, all the ploys that Mamata and others have tried, the regional ploy, the Bangla ploy, the religious ploy, the Islamic appeasement ploy, none of these have really worked. And I think these road shows send out a huge message that the BJP is here to stay in Bengal. And I think it's going to be a game changer. I think, if you ask me, it's one of the biggest things in this election and what separates it from 2014.
About Modi's statement, his dare on proving corruption, is that a direct counter to Rahul Gandhi in particular, his Rafale charge? Interestingly, he's never named Rahul Gandhi, he calls him Namdar. But he has clearly said that if there is evidence of corruption against me, prove it.
He's talking about personal corruption, and what Rahul Gandhi was talking about, even though the phrase was personalised, was corruption within the government. Just as,
But he's called, by extension, the Prime Minister a thief.
That's right, and I think that was ill-advised, and that has opened the door for all the counter-charges which we've seen, and all the stuff about Rahul's father. I mean, it was almost inviting that sort of response. I thought it was very unwise for the son of the Prime Minister who was implicated in Bofors, not necessarily personally, but certainly his government was implicated in Bofors, to start talking about the Rafale deal, which actually hasn't, I don't think, got a lot of traction, and the evidence is at best sketchy as things stand.
Do you think the Rafale as an election issue has even worked? There is a suggestion of a scam, and
but you know, you have to compare the UPA 2 with BJP now. When UPA 2 had scams, they were actually quite open, and they were almost halfway proved before the elections arrived. You know, and some of their own people had said that in their court cases. With Rafale, it's all about whether some subcommittee was overruled by the Prime Minister or not. I mean, the Prime Minister's office can overrule any subcommittee. That's what a Prime Minister is about. And I think it's also not, you know, even Anil Ambani had taken over an existing defense company. But he's not an amateur in this. But I mean, it's such an obscure subject.
Right.
That to explain it will take you 20 minutes before anybody gets anywhere.
Yeah.
And Professor Paranjpe, Rahul Gandhi was today asked in some interview if the Congress were to come to power, will they cancel the Rafale deal? And he ended up saying, well, we don't have the full details of what the deal is about. So we'll decide only after we know. So the BJP's counter to that is, if you don't have the details, what have you been talking about?
Yeah. Exactly. See, the Rafale pond is muddy as it is, and it's being muddied over and over again, and to a point of completely obscuring what the point is. In fact, Rafale is one of the things that has boomeranged on the Congress. I call it this boomerang effect. That includes the Neech Admi statement of Manishankar Iyer, who has surfaced again. It also includes what Sam Petroda said, hua so hua. In addition, it also includes Mayawati's comment. Let's not forget, as Lord Desai himself pointed out, that the Buddha left not only his wife, but a young child, Rahul, and became the mascot, the greatest, Indian of all times, or certainly, for Bahujan Samaj Party, Bhagwan Buddha, whose statues are everywhere. So every single thing they've thrown at the Prime Minister has boomeranged. And finally, there have been two unexpected flips. One from Time magazine, where the divider-in-chief tag has been turned around by Modi to his own advantage. And now the Hindu terror tag of Kamal Hassan, this is going to be used by the BJP to consolidate a certain section of the voters, Hindu voters, who feel outraged, humiliated, hurt in their own country, misunderstood. And the Time magazine is going to appeal to the educated classes, so the so-called unwashed masses and the educated classes among the Hindus are going to be, as it were, turning towards Modi precisely because of these two unexpected, as I said, boosts as the campaign draws to an end. But I think to sum it up for me, whether it is Mamata, whether it is Bihar or UP, it's really the quality of leadership which is going to matter in this last phase of the elections. And I think the Indian electorate is tired of wishy-washy coalitions, alliances of expediency and opportunism, and they're really looking for another 5 years of a reasonably stable and strong government, which is what Modi offers.
Right, we'll know what they're looking for in less than 10 days from now. But someone mentioned Manishankar Iyer. Of course, he's back in this election.